Is your rice jar asleep? The 3 signs and how to wake it up. Feng Shui reset. The silent sabotage no one mentions. You did everything right. You chose the jar with care, filled it with fresh rice, placed the coin with intention. For a while, you felt it. A subtle shift, a quiet certainty in your financial energy. But then, weeks passed, life got busy, and without you even realizing it, something changed. The jar didn't break, the rice didn't spoil, but it started to feel invisible, like a piece of furniture, a decoration. And with that feeling, the old financial anxieties, the worry, the feeling of scarcity, the frustration, began to quietly creep back in. You might be thinking, did the Feng Shui stop working? Or worse, did I do something wrong? Here is the truth that Master Guo Pu understood 16 centuries ago, and that modern neuroscience now confirms. Feng Shui is not a one-time spell, it is a living dialogue. Your rice jar is not a battery that runs out of charge, it is a mirror that reflects the quality of your attention. And when your attention drifts, the reflection blurs. Today, I will show you the 3 undeniable signs that your rice jar has fallen asleep, not broken, just dormant, and I will give you the precise 5-minute reset ritual grounded in classical Feng Shui to wake it up and restore its power. This isn't about starting over, it's about rekindling a conversation. Part 1. The Philosophy of the Sleeping Vessel. What Guo Pu Knew. In the Zhangshu, Guo Pu wrote, "Qi gathers where intention rests and departs where awareness fades." He wasn't speaking poetically. He was describing a fundamental law of environmental energy. Think of your rice jar as a receiver and transmitter. On the day you activated it, you loaded it with a clear, powerful signal. I am open to stable, nourishing abundance. That signal attracted and organized the qi around it. But your home is not a vacuum. Every day, other signals, your stress, your unresolved decisions, the chaotic news, the emotional residue of arguments crisscross the space like static on a radio frequency. Over time, without a steady conscious signal from you, that static can begin to overwhelm the original transmission. The jar doesn't become bad, its signal simply gets drowned out. It falls asleep. Your job is not to buy a new jar, your job is to retune the receiver. And the first step is to recognize the signs. Not with mystical divination, but with simple, observable Feng Shui diagnostics.
Part 2. The 3 diagnostic signs. The feeling is the data. Sign 1. You forget it exists. The void of neglect. This is the most common and telling sign. You walk past it multiple times a day, and your eyes simply glide over it. It has vanished from your conscious awareness. The Feng Shui principle. In form school, what is overlooked is energetically void. Qi flows towards points of attention and beauty. If your gaze never rests on the jar, qi begins to bypass it. The psychological trigger. This is your habit brain at work. It has categorized the jar as background noise to conserve cognitive energy. The moment it becomes invisible to you, it loses its power as a conscious symbol for your subconscious. Sign 2. The rice looks dull, compacted, or lifeless. The vitality check. One day, you actually look at it. The rice grains, once individually distinct and luminous, now look dull, matte, and pressed together into a solid, lifeless block. There is no sparkle, no sense of space between the grains. The Feng Shui principle. Rice represents the earth element's nourishing, granular, fertile quality. Its vitality is a direct metaphor for the vitality of your wealth energy. Dull, compacted rice symbolizes stagnant, compressed, lifeless qi. It has lost its shang qi, generative energy. The psychological trigger. Visually, this reinforces a subconscious story of hardness, struggle, and lack of flow. Your brain associates compacted matter with pressure and difficulty. Sign 3. You feel no connection or feel a subtle heaviness, the emotional resonance. When you finally hold the jar or sit near it, you feel nothing, or worse, a faint, inexplicable heaviness or aversion. The warm, hopeful feeling you once associated with it is gone. The Feng Shui principle. This is your own bodily sensitivity to qi. You are perceiving the stagnation directly. Guo Pu taught that the human spirit, Shen, is the finest instrument for measuring qi. Your disconnection is the diagnosis. The psychological trigger. This feeling creates cognitive dissonance. The jar is supposed to represent abundance, but it feels like a burden. This internal conflict causes you to subconsciously reject the very symbol meant to help you. If you recognize even one of these signs, your jar is not broken, it is asleep. And the good news is, waking it up is simple, fast, and profoundly effective.
Part 3. The 5-minute awakening ritual, step by step. This ritual follows the 3 purifications method implied in classical texts: purification by light, fire; movement, wood; and intention, human qi. What you need: your jar, a clean space near a window, and 5 minutes. Step 1. The sunlight infusion, fire element, purification and yang energy. The action: at sunrise or before noon, take your jar to a window where direct sunlight falls. Open the curtain. Place the jar in the light for exactly 60 seconds. Do not open it yet. The Feng Shui reason: sunlight is the purest yang qi. In the cycle of elements, fire, sun, produces earth, jar, or rice. You are literally feeding the earth element of the jar with fresh, vibrant, celestial energy. This burns away the stagnant fog. The psychological reason: this is a pattern interrupt. You are physically moving the jar and bathing it in a new, charged environment. This signals a clear reset to your brain. Step 2. The kinetic stirring, wood element, movement and growth. The action: open the jar. Using your index finger, the finger of intention and identity, gently but thoroughly stir the rice. Break up any clumps. Let the grains move and breathe. Do this for about 30 seconds. Visualize your stirring clouds, breaking up congestion. The Feng Shui reason: you are introducing wood element energy, movement and growth into the earth. In the controlling cycle, wood breaks up earth. Here, you are using this not destructively, but therapeutically, like a gardener tilling compacted soil to let air and water in. You are restoring porosity and life. The psychological reason: the tactile act of stirring is kinesthetic reprogramming. Your hand is directly fixing the stagnation you observed. This creates a powerful somatic memory of taking control. Step 4. The coin recharge, metal element, clarity and value. The action: remove the coin, hold them in your dominant hand, your hand of action, close your fist around them, take 3 deep breaths, and as you exhale, imagine breathing out any residual heaviness onto the coin. The Feng Shui reason: you are using your body's own bioelectricity and intention, qi, to clear the metal element's tool. Metal represents value and circulation. You are cleansing the conductor. The psychological reason: this is a transfer ritual. You are taking the perceived problem, heaviness, out of the jar and onto a small, portable object you can then cleanse. Step 4. The water cleansing and final assembly, water element, flow and renewal. The action: briefly run the coin under cool, flowing tap water. Water element washes away. Dry them completely with a clean cloth. As you place them back on top of the newly stirred rice, say your key phrase. The words,
Flow restored, intention clear, prosperity here. Say it with calm authority, not begging. The Feng Shui reason, you have now incorporated all 5 elements in a productive cycle. Sunlight, fire, fed the jar, earth, which was stirred by your hand, wood, to clean the coin, metal, with water. The cycle is complete and balanced. The psychological reason, the verbal affirmation is a command to your subconscious, anchoring the physical actions to a clear, positive outcome. Step 5. The return with respect. The action. Close the jar. Wipe its exterior with a clean, dry cloth. Return it to its place, but shift its position slightly. Rotate it 90 degrees or move it an inch to the left. This is crucial. The final reason. You are marking the change. You are telling the space and your own mind, this is not the same forgotten object. This is reactivated. Pay attention. Part 4. What to expect after the awakening. Do not expect lightning to strike. Expect clarity. Within 24 to 48 hours, you may notice you see the jar again. It catches your eye. A sense of psychological relief, as if a subtle, forgotten background stress has been lifted. Small financial clarities. An overlooked bill gets paid. A reimbursement comes through. A spending decision becomes obvious. This is the sign that the dialogue has resumed. The mirror is clear again. Part 5. The living agreement. Your rice jar is not an object. It is an agreement, a quiet covenant between you and your environment. It is a promise you make to yourself to pay attention, to care for the symbols of your prosperity, and to participate consciously in the flow of your own life. Guo Pu wrote, "The superior person adjusts the environment to nurture destiny." Awakening a sleeping jar is not maintenance. It is not fixing something that failed. It is an act of destiny adjustment. It is you choosing to re-engage, to clear the static, to restore the dialogue between intention and space. And when that signal becomes clear again, the environment always responds. Feng Shui was never about forcing outcomes. It was about listening and answering consistently. Now go, not to start over, but to wake the agreement you already made.